There was a mention by Prime Minister Narendra Modi about China and the historical relationship India and China share in his podcast with Lex Fridman, and now China has responded to it. China mouthpiece putting out a statement saying Modi's stand appeared pragmatic. India is helping positive momentum with the neighbour nation. Prime Minister Modi on China basically had said there is definitely competition as neighbour nations, but there is not a conflict. Chinese experts are saying there are definitely stable and healthy turn to the ties. Prime Minister Modi also had referred to his meeting recently with Xi Jinping and said how we are trying to ensure that any tensions are put aside and we work together, and that historically India and China have not had any sort of rivalry or problems. And China now welcoming that Modi podcast outreach, saying the stand of Prime Minister Modi appeared pragmatic. India is helping positive momentum between the two countries.
जहां तक डिफरेंसेस तो होते हैं, दो पड़ोसी देश होते हैं तो कुछ न कुछ तो होता है। ऑकेजनल डिसएग्रीमेंट भी बहुत स्वाभाविक है, कोई ऐसा तो हर चीज नहीं होता, एक परिवार में भी रहता है। लेकिन हमारी कोशिश है कि हमारे जो डिफरेंसेस हैं डिस्प्यूट में ना बदले, उस दिशा में हमारा प्रयास रहता है। उसी प्रकार से हम डिस्कोर्ड नहीं, डायलॉग इसी पर बात करते बल देते हैं, तभी जाकर के एक स्टेबल कोऑपरेटिव रिलेशनशिप और दोनों ही देशों के लिए बेस्ट इंटरेस्ट में है। ये सीख है कि हमारा सीमा विवाद चलता रहता है। तो 2020 में जो सीमा पर जो घटनाएं घटी, उसके कारण हमारे बीच स्थितियां काफी दूरी की बन गई। लेकिन अभी राष्ट्रपति शी के साथ मेरा मिलना हुआ, उसके बाद सीमा पर जो चीजें थी उसमें अब नॉर्मल से आ चुकी हैं। 2020 के पहले की स्थिति में हम लोग अब काम कर रहे हैं। अब धीरे धीरे वो विश्वास और वो उत्साह और उमंग और ऊर्जा वापस आ जाए, वो उसको एक थोड़ा समय लगेगा कि बीच में 5 साल का अंतराल गया है। हमारा साथ होना ना सिर्फ बेनिफिशियल है बल्कि ग्लोबल स्टेबिलिटी और प्रॉस्पेरिटी के लिए भी जरूरी है। और जब 21वीं सदी एशिया की सदी है, तो हम तो चाहेंगे कि भारत चीन के बीच में स्पर्धा सब स्वाभाविक है, स्पर्धा कोई गलत चीज नहीं है, ये संघर्ष नहीं होना चाहिए।
Here today's foreign affairs editor Geeta Mohan joining me for the latest. Geeta, clearly after a very long time we've had statements coming in between the two countries which are positive and which are looking ahead for possibly a more positive outcome.
Well, that's right, and therefore we are looking at the Chinese side also now through their media mouthpieces such as Global Times sending out signals that this is a positive move, gesture, and it just means that India-China, in terms of where they're headed and the reality of needing each other, being important in the region, is something that the leadership is discussing. This certainly comes after the Kazan meeting that took place in Russia. President Putin was present to ensure that the leadership level meetings take place between India and China, and that certainly set the ball rolling for the two countries to start engaging yet again. Things are not absolutely normal at the border. There are still a lot of issues. This engagement is not complete. India will have to see how it navigates that space with China. But for now, this in a very rare and after a long time, are we seeing the Indian Premier praise India-China relations and the need for the two countries to work together. The issue of border and boundary question is something that will have to be resolved. India is determined to ensure that this engagement is complete. And despite that, we've seen a lot of criticism that came that the India-China relations saw because of the aggression and the aggressive posture of China. But right now, I suppose they're trying to strike a more cordial chord.
And eventually, can two neighbor nations full of promise come together to possibly become a bigger united force? But of course, we'll also have to be always wary of China's plans.